Nobody sees the storm you survived, but they only see the steps you take now. But what they miss is that every step came from pain. Pain taught what comfort couldn't. Pain showed what fake smiles couldn't hide. It wasn't motivation that made you change, it was the fire you fell into. And when everything broke, that's when you started building. Not because you wanted to, because you had to. You weren't trying to prove anything back then, you were just trying to breathe, to heal. To find the strength to stand when everything around you collapsed. And somehow, you did. Not loud, not perfect, but real. Pain didn't just wound you, it woke you. It tore away the lies and left the truth bleeding. That no one's coming to fix you, that no one feels it the way you do. And no one will fight for you like you must. So you fought. And that fight, that's your proof. Proof that strength isn't built in easy seasons. It's carved in chaos, it's written in sweat. It's felt in the silence when no one claps for your comeback. But you still show up, still give more, still rise when everyone thinks you're done. Your pain is not weakness, it's a witness. It saw you in pieces. And now it watches you build from nothing, again and again, stronger every time. It becomes your evidence, not the scars, but the survival. Not the hurt, but the healing. Every tear that hit the floor became a blueprint. Every heartbreak became fuel. You didn't just go through it, you grew through it. Because that's what real ones do. They turn damage into direction. They turn failure into fire. They turn pain into proof. There was a time you were praying for peace, now you speak it. There was a time you couldn't imagine surviving the loss. Now you guide others through theirs. Your pain became a teacher, a silent mentor, one that broke you, then rebuilt you with lessons no book ever held. Books tell stories, pain writes them. And you carry a novel in your chest, one of loss, of grit, of nights you couldn't sleep, of days you had no one, and mornings you rose anyway. That's what makes you dangerous. You didn't learn from victory, you learned from the void, and now, you wear your past like armor, not baggage. You speak from experience, not ego. You've been there, and that's what makes your presence different. Real recognizes real, and the real ones can feel that you've bled, that your smile isn't empty, that your strength isn't fake, it's earned. When they ask, how are you so strong? You don't show them trophies, you show them the scars, you show them the nights no one saw. The moments you almost quit, the hours you cried in silence. The days your body showed up but your spirit was gone. And yet, here you are. Better, not bitter. Clearer, not colder. That's your proof, that you took the darkness and made it light. That you used the pain as a blueprint, not a prison. Let them underestimate you. Let them mock the past. Let them ignore the journey. Because the ones who've been through hell don't need validation. They've already won. They just keep showing up to remind the world that pain has a voice. That scars are sacred. That wounds can become weapons. Not to harm, but to heal others. So carry it proudly. Your pain is your proof. Proof that you endured. Proof that you changed. Proof that you refused to stay broken. And now that you're whole, you build others too. Because that's what real ones do. They don't wait for a savior. They become one. You don't look for solutions. You create them. You don't complain about the problem. You roll up your sleeves and solve it. You don't waste energy seeking pity. You invest it in becoming stronger. You don't settle for being a victim. You rise to become the hero of your own story. Because you understand that life doesn't offer participation trophies. It rewards resilience, and your scars are medals of honor, not marks of shame. You didn't need validation then, and you don't need it now. You already know your worth. You earned it in the trenches. You didn't just endure, you thrived. You didn't just survive, you conquered. You didn't just dream, you schemed. You didn't just plan, you executed. You didn't just hope, you hustled. You didn't just wish for success, you went after it. With a ferocity born from pain, you didn't just fall down once, you fell. But each time you fell, you picked yourself up. Stronger, wiser, more determined. You didn't just stumble. You fell, you failed, you learned, you adapted, and you kept moving forward. You're living proof that challenges don't break you, they make you. The pain you endured, the struggles you faced, the sacrifices you made, it didn't define you. It refined you, it shaped you into the resilient, resourceful, tenacious force that you are today. Today, the world may not see the battles you fought within, but they witness your triumphs. Without understanding the sacrifices it took to get there, they enjoy the benefits of your pain, unaware of the price you paid, but you don't resent them. You understand that your journey is yours to own. And you take pride in every scar, every lesson, every victory. You're not waiting for the world to recognize your strength. You already know your value. You're not seeking pity or validation. You found power in your pain. You don't need the world to understand your journey because you understand it better than anyone. You're not afraid to embrace your scars. You wear them as badges of honor. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just existing, you're conquering. You're not just hoping, you're working. You're not just dreaming, you're scheming. You're not just talking, you're doing. You're not just breathing, you're living. On your terms, with your head held high, knowing that your pain didn't break you, it made you. So I want you to picture this. There was a moment in your past where you got hurt. Maybe you were abandoned, betrayed, or faced a challenge that nearly shattered you. But in that moment of defeat, you felt completely broken. But here's the thing, they saw the pain. They just didn't know how deeply it rewired your soul. Because what broke you didn't just crack your surface, it rebuilt your core. Now you carry peace not because life is easy, but because your mind became uncheckable. You stared at rock bottom and decided to dig. Not to escape, but to plant something deeper. Roots that no storm can reach, conviction that no failure can erase. Pain stripped away the distractions, it showed you what matters. It burned away the false and left only fire. That fire didn't destroy you, it defined you. You weren't looking for shortcuts, tricks, or crutches. You were learning the long road. The hard road. The honest road. Because the truth. Only those who walk through fire can speak with warmth. And when you speak, people listen. Now, your words carry weight not because they're loud, but because they're lived. You speak from scars, not theory. You move with purpose, not performance. You've outgrown the need for applause. You've outgrown the cage of needing to be understood. You don't need them to get it. You need to keep going. And that's what makes you dangerous. You're not chasing status, you're chasing peace. You're not chasing praise, you're chasing progress. The climb is yours. The bruises are yours, but so is the view. Pain may have been the beginning, but it's not the whole story. The real story is how you turned it into power. How you used it to focus, to train, to cut distractions, to get serious, to stop wasting time. You weren't just hurt, you were sharpened. You weren't just abandoned, you were aligned. Pain removed the wrong people, so you could finally walk with purpose. Now when others give up, you remember the nights you almost did, and you go anyway. Now when things get quiet, you remember how loud the loneliness used to be, and you're grateful. You're not angry at the pain anymore. You understand it. It built you. It introduced you to the version of yourself that doesn't quit, that doesn't flinch, that doesn't fold. Now the world looks at you and sees strength, but strength didn't come from winning. It came from staying. Staying when quitting felt easier. Staying when it hurt to move. Staying when no one clapped, called, or cared. They talk about consistency like it's a choice. But for you, it was survival. Routine wasn't a habit, it was healing. And now, that healing radiates, not through loud victories, but through quiet presence. You walk into rooms different, because you've been through what others couldn't name. You carry peace like a sword, not to fight, but to protect what you've built. Your silence speaks louder than noise. Your calm rattles the insecure. Because people can feel the depth in your eyes. They know you didn't read this, you lived it. And every step forward proves it. Pain once asked if you were worthy. You answered by becoming undeniable. You showed up when you had nothing. You poured out effort when your soul felt empty. You created meaning when the world gave you chaos. And that choice made all the difference. Now, everything you build stands on truth, not hype, not pretense, but truth. And truth doesn't need defense, it just needs time. Because time reveals what pain prepared, they see the strength. But they don't see the days you stared at the wall, wrestling with worth, fighting off doubt like shadows. And that's okay, because the ones who matter, the ones like you, they know. You don't need to tell them your whole story. They'll feel it in your presence, in your discipline, in the way you refuse to be average, even when no one's watching. This is how leaders are born. Not through titles, but through trials. Not through spotlight, but through silence. Pain trained you, but purpose sustained you. And now the mission is clear. Help others find the strength inside their struggle. Help them see the seed buried inside the suffering. Because if you could rise, so can they. You are the proof that it's possible, that pain doesn't have to end you, that wounds can become wisdom, that survival is just the start. And what comes next is built by choice, by courage, by consistency. So walk forward, with your scars, with your fire, with your truth. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. Your life does that for you, and every step forward, every single step, is more proof that you turn pain into purpose. Now, let's be clear. This isn't some self-help slogan. This is survival, this is grit, this is a refusal to let the darkness define your morning. Listen, we all face pain, it's inevitable. But what separates those who merely exist from those who truly live is what you do with that pain. You either let it consume you or you let it sculpt you. You either stay stuck in the story of victimhood or you rewrite your ending. You either let the pain break you or you use it to break new ground. And guess what? The pain won't always make sense. Life rarely hands us neat explanations, but here's the beauty of it all. You don't need their understanding. You don't need their permission. You need your own drive. You need your own peace. And that starts with a single step. Showing up even when life knocks you down, because the world will test you. It will push you to the edge, try to break you. But here's your secret weapon. You know how strong you are. You've stared into the abyss. You've walked with shadows. You've wrestled with demons most haven't seen. And you're still here. The path ahead might be uncertain. There may be more storms on the horizon. But you're not the person you were yesterday. The pain forged you. It tempered your spirit like a blacksmith hones steel. It's time to polish that steel, hone your skills, master your craft. Don't waste another minute letting the pain define you. Define yourself, prove them wrong, show them what you're made of. Make your moves, chase your goals. Let your work speak, let your actions resonate. You don't need their applause, you need to honor your journey. This is your story. You are the author, so write your next chapter with boldness, with authenticity, with truth. Every scar tells a story of resilience. Every challenge overcome is a testament to your strength. Every victory, no matter how small, is a step towards greatness. Don't just exist, thrive. Don't just survive, excel. Don't just dream, act. Your dreams deserve more than fairy tales. They deserve grit. They deserve sweat. They deserve focus. Stop hoping and start working. Stop wishing and start doing. Stop talking and start being. Because the world needs you, not as some perfect, flawless ideal, but as the authentic, imperfect, beautifully broken version of you. Heal. Heal from the pain, but don't let it heal over. Heal to the point where you can turn your scars into stars, where you can light the path for others. I said it before and I'll say it again. You are the proof that pain doesn't have to end you. It can push you, pull you, shape you, but it can't stop you. You are the embodiment of hope. Hope for those who are hurting. Hope for those who are struggling. Hope for those who feel lost. Be that light. Be that guide. Be that voice. The world needs more of you. The future needs more of you. Humanity needs more of you. Are you ready to answer the call? Are you ready to embrace the pain, not as a curse, but as a blessing in disguise? Are you ready to show the world that you're not just surviving, you're thriving?